Hello, and welcome back to Mapping Your Tech Monday. Today, we're talking about AI tools for everyday people. AI can sound complicated or intimidating, but you do not need to be a tech expert to use it in simple, helpful ways. It can help you write emails, organize ideas, make lists, summarize information, explain confusing topics, and help you get started when you don't know what to say. But AI is not perfect. It can make mistakes, it can misunderstand your question, or it can even sound confident when it's completely wrong. Think of AI like a helpful assistant. It can save you time and give you ideas, but you still have to be the one in charge. You still need to double check important information and avoid sharing private information. In this video, we'll talk about what AI is, how to use it in everyday tasks, and how to use it without feeling overwhelmed. Let's get started. Let's start with the most basic question. What is AI? In simple terms, AI is a computer tool that can answer questions, create text, organize information, summarize things, and explain topics in plain language. But AI is not a person, and it does not know things the way people do. It looks for patterns and tries to predict a helpful answer. This is why it can be useful, but why it can also be wrong. AI may sound confident, polished, and official, but that does not always mean the answer is true. Think of AI like a very fast assistant. It can help you draft, organize, simplify, and brainstorm, but should not replace doctors, lawyers, accountants, technicians, teachers, and trusted professionals. Use AI to help you understand, prepare, and double check everything important. A simple rule is use AI to help you think, but not to think for you. Now, let's talk about how you can start using AI in your everyday life. For most people, the best way to start is with simple, low risk tasks. AI can help you write a clear email, make a grocery list for that recipe you want to try, create a packing list or summarize a long article, or brainstorm ideas when you feel stuck. It can also, for example, explain confusing words or technology in plain English. For example, you can ask it, explain Wi Fi like I'm new to technology, or what does two factor authentication mean? But remember, AI should be a starting point, not the final answer. Always read what it gives you and make sure it sounds right before and double check important details. Used carefully, AI can save time, reduce stress, and make confusing tasks easier to manage. AI right now is very similar to what Google or Wikipedia was in the late 2000s. It is a good starting off point, but you shouldn't trust all of the results it gives you. Now, let's talk about how to ask AI better questions. A lot of people try AI once, get a strange answer, and think it's not helpful. But sometimes the problem is that the question was too vague. AI works better when you give it a clear job. Instead of saying, write an email, try, write a polite email for my internet company asking why my bill went up. Instead of saying, explain this, try, explain this in simple terms for someone who is not good with technology. You can also tell AI to format what format you want it to be in. Say things like, give me a short list, explain it step by step, make this easier to read, or ask me questions before answering. You do not need to use fancy words, you just need to be clear. And remember, you can always ask follow-up questions. If the answer is too confusing, say, make it simpler. Give me an example, or explain it like I'm a beginner. Think of AI like a conversation. The first answer may not always be perfect, but you can help guide it down the line. Now, let's talk about the biggest warning with AI. AI can be wrong, and it does not always sound wrong. Sometimes it gives an answer that sounds confident, polished, and official, but that does not always mean it's correct. It can misunderstand your question, leave out important details, use outdated information, or mix up facts. Another important thing to remember is that AI cannot always tell when it does not know something. So instead of saying, I'm not sure, it may guess, or it may not realize that the guess is wrong, or it may just completely make up based off of some other result. That does not mean AI is useless, it just means you should not treat it like a perfect expert. Simple rule is the more important the decision, the more you need to double check. Using AI for a birthday card, grocery list, or a simple idea is usually low risk, but for medicine, legal issues, taxes, money, insurance, passwords, or computer security, check with a trusted source or qualified professional. AI can help you understand, organize, and prepare, but should not be your only source of truth. Now, let's cover a few simple AI tips that may not be obvious at first. One of the best uses for AI is not asking it to make big decisions for you, but asking it to help you prepare. Instead of asking, what do I do about this medical issue, ask, what questions should I ask my doctor about this medical issue? Instead of asking, should I sign this contract, What parts should I review before talking to a professional? AI can also simplify confusing information. You can say, explain this in plain English, break this down step by step, or give me a main idea without technical words. Another helpful use is for checklists. Ask AI to make you a checklist before setting up a phone, traveling, calling customer support, or comparing options. You can also ask it to make a message calmer, clearer, or more polite before you send it. And if the answer feels overwhelming, tell AI to slow down and give me a simple version. Use easier words, or only give me one step at a time. The key is to use AI to prepare, organize, and simplify and communicate, not to replace your judgment. For anything serious, slow down, double check, and ask real professionals when needed. Yes, AI can look for the warning signs like a strange wording, urgent threats, suspicious links, or requests for private information, but do not paste private account details into AI and never click links from a suspicious email. When in doubt, go directly to the official website or call the company using a trusted phone number. Yes, that is usually a good everyday use for AI. You can use it to make your wording clearer, organize your experience, or create a starting draft. Just make sure the final version is truthful and actually sounds like you wrote it. You can, but do not include any account numbers, social security numbers, banking details, or other private information. A safer option is to remove personal details first and ask AI to explain it in general terms or help you write questions to ask the company. The best one is usually the one that feels easiest for you to use. Look for something with a simple chat box where you can type normal questions, ask follow up questions, and request simple explanations. You do not need the most advanced tool to get basic help. Something like ChatGPT or Google Gemini works fine. Yes, AI can explain steps in plain English, help you understand settings, or make a checklist for simple tasks. Just remember, the phone and computer screen can look different depending on your device, so the instructions may not match perfectly every time. So to wrap this up, AI tools can be helpful, but they do not need to take over your life. You do not need to use AI for everything, understand every technical detail, or feel behind every time a new tool appears. Start small. Use AI for simple tasks like writing clear messages, making lists, summarizing information, brainstorming ideas, or explaining confusing topics in plain English. But remember, AI is a helper, not your only source of truth. It can make mistakes, it can sound confident when it's wrong, and guess without realizing the answer is incorrect. Always double check important information and never share private details like passwords, social security numbers, bank information, medical details, tax information, or recovery codes. For medical, legal, financial, tax, safety, or security questions, AI can help you prepare better questions, but should not replace a trusted professional. Used carefully, AI can help you get unstuck, communicate more clearly, and feel less overwhelmed by technology. So to wrap this up, AI tools can be helpful, but they do not need to take over your life. You do not need to use AI for everything, understand every technical detail, or feel behind every time a new tool appears. Start small. Use AI for simple tasks like writing clear messages, making lists, summarizing information, brainstorming ideas, or explaining confusing topics in plain English. But remember, AI is a helper, not your only source of truth. It can make mistakes, it can sound confident when it's wrong, and guess without realizing the answer is incorrect. Always double check important information and never share private details like passwords, social security numbers, bank information, medical details, tax information, or recovery codes. For medical, legal, financial, tax, safety, or security questions, AI can help you prepare better questions, but should not replace a trusted professional. Used carefully, AI can help you get unstuck, communicate more clearly, and feel less overwhelmed by technology. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have more questions about AI tools, privacy, or safety, leave them in the comments and we may cover it in a future video. For more simple tech tips and help making technology easier, visit us at 123mathwebsites.com. See you there. If you found this video